27 News WKOW. Here's what's happening right now.
Coronavirus cases are surging at UW-Madison, but the university's chancellor is standing by her decision to bring students back.
And players in the Big Ten Conference could be starting soon. We'll tell you just how early teams could be playing.
It's being called a slow-moving disaster. Hurricane Sally is gaining strength and heading straight toward the Gulf Coast when it could make landfall.
We've got you covered. This is 27 News. Wake up, Wisconsin.
Good morning to you, and thank you for waking up with us. I'm Rebecca Reibley.
And I'm Nick Buffo. Today is Tuesday, September 15th. As we take a live look over Portage this morning, we are expecting more sunshine today.
Lucky us. We'll get to Max in a minute. But first, we do have some breaking news to get to. Right now, police are investigating a shooting on Madison's east side. It happened around 10 last night on Hayes Road. When police got there, they found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. A woman who police say knew the man was nearby and was arrested. The man was taken to a nearby hospital and is expected to be okay.
All right, 27 News time is 6.
All right, thank you, Max. 27 News time is 6:32. This morning, the number of new coronavirus cases in the Badger State is now below 1,000 for the first time in 5 days.
Yeah, that run started Thursday with more than 1,500 cases, the highest single-day total at the time. We had more than 1,300 on Friday and Saturday before setting a new single-day high on Sunday with nearly 1,600 new cases. Yesterday, state health officials reported almost 800.
However, Dane County health officials reported the county's third highest single-day case total, with 228 more people testing positive. Data from UW-Madison shows 85% of cases are tied to the university. Still this morning, the chancellor of UW-Madison is defending her decision to bring back students.
Yeah, Rebecca Blank says in-person instruction is a better way of learning for most students. And she says thousands of students already had apartments rented in Madison and believes having the structure of in-person classes will keep them away from other distractions. Blank said it's hard to compare to the school situation to other college campuses.
Some of them have had problems and some of them have not. As I said, our numbers have gone up faster than almost any of our other peers, and that came as a surprise.
The deadline for students to get a full tuition refund was last Friday. However, Blank said yesterday the university is looking at extending that. Blank said UW is now investigating about 380 students for violation of COVID protocols, with 8 cases being reviewed for emergency suspension.
This year, students at UW-Madison won't have spring break. The faculty voted yesterday to cancel it. They argued that with this change, students and staff wouldn't travel long distances and bring COVID-19 back to campus. The proposal suggests having the winter semester start a week later to make up for those lost days. Before the decision came down, we asked students how they felt about the change.
It makes sense. It's a bummer, but it's something that, like, if it has to be done, it has to be done.
I mean, that definitely makes sense, but I don't know if I would want that. I mean, we're still going to go home for Thanksgiving and all of Christmas break, so I don't know what huge difference that would make then.
While they won't have the week off, students will have off on Good Friday, April 2nd.
Right now, UW-Milwaukee is now testing all of the students living in its residence halls. The school set up a testing facility in the student union. Last week, UWM reported 41 new COVID-19 cases among students, but it has taken note of the big case spike at UW-Madison. Nearly 2,000 students live in the UW-Milwaukee dorms.
UW-Platteville is offering free COVID-19 testing for students and the rest of the community. The Grant County Health Department is providing testing Wednesday and Thursday. The entrance is on Greenwood Avenue and Circle Drive. Testing is available from 10 to 5:30 on a first-come, first-served basis. Since the end of August, 89 students have tested positive.
Students at a residence hall at Marquette University are now under quarantine. University officials say there is a confirmed cluster of COVID-19 cases in that dorm. Students living at Schrader Hall have to stay there for now at least 2 weeks.
Back here in Dane County, health officials are seeing an increase in number of complaints that restaurants and bars aren't complying with the emergency health order. So they'll be working with Madison police to increase enforcement. Right now, bars and restaurants have to limit indoor capacity to 25%. The fine for a violation is $1,000 per person above the limit.
27 News time is 6:35. New this morning, Madison police have released new security video of a man who allegedly robbed a Casey's General Store with a 12-inch knife. It happened last Monday in the 3600 block of Cross Hill Drive. You can see the suspect here on your screen, who was wearing a black hoodie, dark mask, and neon green gloves, pacing right outside the store. Police say the suspect then left with an unknown amount of cash. If you know this person, call Madison Police.
As Madison police do continue to investigate a man's suspicious death in a park, his loved ones are mourning him. Officials say 54-year-old man was found Sunday at Rindall Park with head injuries. Near the scene of the body's discovery Monday, police arrested a man but provide no information on his connection to the incident, if any. Sun Prairie's Andrea Anderson considered the victim an uncle, and she spent time with him.
Hanging around him, laughing, drinking a little beer. Just can't believe he lost his life.
A source tells 27 News the victim was living in a tent in the city-sanctioned homeless encampment at the park. Since May, certain city park space has been designated for this emergency housing.
A Madison man charged with tearing down 2 statues during unrest in Madison pleads not guilty. 26-year-old Marquand Clark faces 2 counts of criminal damage to property for his involvement in toppling the Forward and Colonel Christian Hegg statue in June following the death of George Floyd. Officials were able to identify Clark by using city surveillance footage.
Less than a month after Kenosha was rocked by deadly protest after a police officer shot Jacob Blake, the city is hoping to heal. The mayor is launching a series of listening sessions to get public input on key issues facing the city, including systemic racism in police and community relations, criminal justice, employment, and education.
We as a community need to move forward. We are not going to be like other communities and pretend like this is going to go away. It isn't. We will deal with it.
The mayor also says he's working with the city to include funding for police body cameras in the next budget and additional police training.
27 News time is now 6:38. Hurricane Sally is continuing to gain strength this morning in the Gulf Coast. The slow-moving storm is packing winds around 85 miles per hour, and it's expected to drop nearly 2 feet of rain.
For only the second time in recorded history, 5 tropical cyclones are churning in the Atlantic at the same time. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi has the details.
This morning, Hurricane Sally intensifying as it heads towards the Gulf Coast. A new look from above showing an explosion of lightning inside the hurricane as the sun set last night. The storm expected to make landfall late tonight along the Mississippi-Alabama border as a Category 2 hurricane. Forecasters expect the hurricane to then stall, dropping more than 20 inches of rain with a life-threatening storm surge.
If this one hits the coast at a Cat 2, I'm thinking we're going to have at least 6 to 7 foot of water where we standing at.
This morning, water already spilling onto roads and docks in coastal Mississippi. And this video showing the water levels rising in St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, well before Sally's arrival. A hurricane warning remains in effect overnight in New Orleans, where Sally could pose the latest test for pumps used in the low-lying city. ABC's Elwin Lopez is there.
Here in New Orleans, some of the businesses closed and boarded up, others lined with sandbags, preparing for what Sally might bring.
As the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico fuel the hurricane, officials are warning of prolonged impacts, possibly bringing dangerous storm surge and flash flooding for days.
The slowing of the storm, that is concerning. The longer and it stays out in the Gulf of Mexico, the more and higher the likelihood is that it continues to grow.
Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
Mona, thank you. 27 News time is now 6:40. Players in the Big Ten Conference could be on the field again soon.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a decision from the Big Ten Conference presidents and chancellors on whether its football teams can play a shortened season. If the conference does decide to play, teams wouldn't hit the field until October 17th at the earliest. And Big Ten football teams would only be able to squeeze in 8 games each. Teams in the other major conferences are playing at least 10 games each.
The Bucks have started their sales pitch to Giannis Antetokounmpo. According to ESPN, a report indicates the team's co-owner, Giannis, and Giannis's agent discussed some possible personnel upgrades. Giannis will have to decide this offseason whether to sign a supermax extension with the Bucks or play out the final year of his contract. The report also claims the team plans to bring back Coach Bud.
If your game day spread doesn't feel the same because of COVID-19, Packers fans can now order their favorite game day foods to go. Pretty sweet deal. The game day to go packages are available for the 5 upcoming Packers games, and we do have information on how to order on WKOW.com.
Right now, absentee ballots are being sent out starting today. We've got you covered on how you can track it in the mail. Coming up in your morning rush, 27 News time is 6:41.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online.